Step in my dojo, you
Step in my dojo, you
step in my.
From the top of the charts to the depths of the underground, bass is the meat of a modern sound. While you can get away with using sample packs for other aspects, you're going to have a hard time standing out from the competition without the life-changing bass sound design and mixing knowledge contained in this course. Sample pack companies know this, so every pack is marketed as a magic bullet that will take you straight to number one. But if you've ever tried them out, you'll quickly find that even the best samples and presets still need a little extra something to hit how you want them to. This course is that extra something. Why? The ill methodology bass sound design was 4 years in the making and represents a complete top-to-bottom solution for both beginners and expert producers alike. Yes, there are excellent presets and mixing racks that will bring you massive improvements today, but there are also comprehensive tutorials that clearly explain why it all works so well. There are sessions on sound design, mixing, resampling, music history, sound physics, and even a complete synthesis course that teaches how all popular synthesis methods can best be used to make bass. Whether you're a singer-songwriter looking to make better demos or a bass music specialist looking to blow people's hair back on 150,000 watts, this course is your one-stop shop for all things bass. I'm confident you will use the sounds, racks, and knowledge from this course in every single song you ever make for the rest of your musical life. If you care about your bass, there is no better investment than the ill methodology bass sound design. With a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. But don't take my word for it. Have a listen to bass sound design in action.
ice cream.
Sub-bass is a special frequency range that typically is like, below 80 or below 100, depending on who you ask. But basically, it's in that super low part of the frequency spectrum where things are more like a vibration than they are like sound. And I kind of like thinking about subs, not in terms of a sound. I like to think about it just in terms of just like a presence and a vibration. And it's kind of like, spice in a dish. When you're eating food, there's the flavor of the food, and then there's how hot it is. And those are two different things. And if you want something to be spicy, but you don't want to fuck up the flavor, you're not going to just put a bunch of Tabasco on it, because Tabasco sauce, although it is spicy, has a lot of like vinegary kind of aspects to it, and it will upset the balance of flavors in your food if you just drown it in Tabasco. So if you want to change the spiciness level of a dish without ruining the flavor, instead of using Tabasco, you'd use something like cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper does not have a lot of flavor to it. It's basically only heat. And there are certain areas of the mix that you want a tool like cayenne pepper and not a tool like Tabasco sauce. I think the sub-bass is definitely one of those areas. Transients are another one of those areas where you don't really want to have everything having transients, because then the transients fight. You don't want to have all the sounds in your mix having sub-bass, or else the sub-basses fight. You don't want to have all of the sounds in your mix populate the very, very top of the frequency spectrum, because then it gets kind of like noisy and clashy and shitty. So, the three extremes, transients and sub-bass, are all areas that you want a specialized tool for a specialized job. So to really understand what the job is important before you can know what tool to use and why. So the job of a sub is to move air and to provide a physical vibratory presence for the song when listened to on a PA system or another type of speaker system that can reproduce bass. Where you do not hear a sub is on your phone. phone speakers do a very, very bad job of reproducing sub bass. So a lot of the time when you have a track that relies heavily on the sub bass for the melody, it won't really translate well. So a classic example of a song that sounds great on a PA, but not on a phone, is the Digital Mystics Fat Freddy's Drop remix. This tune is incredible on a PA. When you hear this song on a PA, it will change your fucking life. But this song on iPhone will not work. So I'll just play it. We can check it. That tune on a PA system, it's just like waterworks, man. Like you will fucking cry from how beautiful it is. But on a phone, it will sound like shit. And I think a lot of producers these days, they treat the phone like it's like a valid monitoring situation. Like it's like the be all and end all of where you should have things sound good. And there's a point when you just got to get your birds up and just say, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't listen to my music on a phone, right? Maybe that's not the most important place to listen to music on the phone. But there's definitely, some validity to saying like, hey, subs, if the song is relying on a sub, maybe you want to still have that 808 style music make sense on laptop speakers or on a phone. There's definitely some validity to it, but you can get really, really carried away. So really the main tool of a bass is to move air in the frequency range below 100 hertz, okay?
It's like that.